My Pocket AI is like a demanding, domineering, overbearing boss, but in a good way. To explain what I mean, I'd like to take you back more than 30 years to when I first started in the world of journalism. I worked as a writer on a weekly magazine that was published every Thursday. And that meant that every Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, I was researching, writing, and verifying stories for the next week. Then, on a Wednesday morning, the entire team was summoned to an editorial meeting hosted, not surprisingly, by the editor. Each of the writers would be required to explain the stories they were currently working on. And this wasn't just a simple, I've got an idea for a story. You needed facts, figures, quotes, and a damn good reason why you'd spent the past week working on that story. And if you didn't, you got to feel the wrath of a sweaty, sweary, angry Scottish editor who was never more than a fraction of a second away from committing an act of violence. I used to dread those meetings, and yet ever since I went freelance, I've needed someone or something to hold me accountable, something to force me to be constantly coming up with new creative ideas and thoughts and story concepts. And now, thanks to the Pocket AI device, or more specifically, the desktop app, I've now got that once again. Now, the Pocket AI app is neither shouty nor sweary. I don't feel threatened by it, but I do feel slightly intimidated by it. When I open up the desktop app and find that I've not had a creative idea today, yesterday, or for the past week, that partially blank screen sits in judgment, blinking at me silently, reminding me that I've not had a creative idea for quite some time, which is precisely what I need. Now, I realise that we're not all created equal. I realise that some people respond better to carrot rather than to stick, and that some people work better when they're just granted complete creative freedom. But I'm not one of those people. Having my Pocket AI recording my ideas or reminding me that I've not had a decent one for quite some time is precisely the kind of accountability that I need. Now, I've been on a streak recently. My Pocket AI is currently filled with new article ideas and story concepts. Not all of them will come to fruition. Some of them will change shape or change direction over the coming weeks and months, but they're stored safely and securely and ready to access at a moment's notice, just in case an angry Scottish editor demands to see what I've been working on. So, Pocket AI, thanks for the app, thanks for the accountability, and thanks for the memories.